Hello everyone, so this is second ARC Ethics and Governance. This is chapter 3 and this is the second and the last part of chapter 3. So we have done up until 3.6. Now 3.7 is serious economic offences, right? Now first of all, what is serious economic offences? We'll see even ARC has recommended the definition of serious economic offences. So we'll see the definition of SEO which has been recommended by ARC. But first of all, what are the causes of serious economic offences, right? First of all, rapid pace of the growth of economy is one of the cause. And what is the impact of this serious economic offence? Large scale impact on economy as well as public. And what are the examples of serious economic offences? Tax evasion is an example, counterfeiting is an example, distorting share market is an example, frauds in banking is an example, smuggling, money laundering, insider trading. So all these are serious economic offences. And as our economy is growing, all these offences will keep on increasing only, right? So the thing is, but there are ways to curb these offences or to reduce the extent of these offences. So what are the ways? First of all, there's a need of constantly updating the laws, right? There are many existing laws, but the thing is, those laws are, again, ambiguity is there, right? Some states even have economic offences wings, right? And these offences are often invested by police. But if there are some central law violations, there are central agencies also like CBI, etc. Even some specialized agencies are there. But the thing is, the ambit of serious economic offences is very huge. Now, the thing is, what is happening? What is ARC saying? ARC is saying that, second ARC is saying that, this means that what they are saying is, punishment quantum, whatever punishment is given right now for serious economic offences, it is not enough of a deterrent. So just like corruption, it is also a high gain, low risk activity. Right. Now again, in 1993, Hota Committee was established and they gave a report and they said that there is a nexus between violators of economic laws, politicians and government functionaries. So all of them are working in collision, right? So that is the whole thing. So there is a nexus, and even if somebody is getting caught, now the offense, or what do you say, the conviction is not that enough, right? So that was also the recommendation of Hota Committee. So the main thing is there is a nexus. Now again, another committee, Mitra committee, was formed and on bank frauds, and they have said that criminal jurisprudence in India based on proof beyond doubt is too weak an instrument to control bank frauds. Again, let's reiterate it. Criminal jurisprudence in India based on proof beyond doubt is too weak an instrument to control frauds. So like that means you have to prove it beyond doubt that yes, you did the crime. So they are saying that it is too weak an instrument, right? Again, there are certain cases where we will see that, first of all, if somebody is proved guilty or somebody is caught red-handed, right? At that point of time only you just expel them. But what will happen if they're innocent? So in that case, give them all the benefits back. But first of all, it's what all these committees will be saying unanimously, you will be saying later on, or majority of the committees will be saying is that don't wait for the conviction. First of all, if they are caught red-handed, any of the servant is caught red-handed, punish them at that point of time only, and after that, if they are deemed innocent, then give them all their benefits back. So that could be a way. So that is the case what they are saying. So Mitra Committee is saying that this whole thing where you have to prove beyond doubt, that is too weak and that cannot control bank frauds, right? Now after that, Naresh Chandra committee was set up and they submitted their report in 2002, and it was on corporate audit and finance. And after their recommendation, SFIO was established in 2003. What is SFIO? Serious Frauds Investigation Office, and it deals with corporate frauds. Remember, they deal with corporate fraud, and there you will see what is the ARC recommendation regarding SFIO. Another thing is, we also need expertise to investigate economic offences. Various different kind of economic offences are done, right? So cyber offences and all those things. So you need an expertise, right? So here you need to be a specialist rather than a generalist. So now the thing is, what are the recommendations of ARC? First of all, they have said there are certain definitions of SEO which they have given. What are those? That it should involve more than 10 crores. It should have a wider political repercussions, international repercussions, and all those things they have given. So you can go to ARC and you can see the definition. That is not much important. But what is important is what they have said. They have said is there should be a new law on serious economic offences. ARC has said. And And why there is a need for new laws? Because under existing laws, getting conviction is very difficult. And they have said very important one. This is very important. They have said right now we have seen that SFIO investigates corporate frauds. So they are saying no, it should investigate all kind of cases and it should be attached to cabinet secretariat. Right? Again, they have also said that there should be a serious fraud monitoring committee which should be set up to oversee the investigation of such offences, and it should be headed by cabinet secretary. Now let's talk about the eighth topic, which is prior concurrence for registration of cases. So again, this is for higher officials who are at the upper hierarchy, senior public servants. So here what is happening? There's section 6A of DSPE 1946. What is DSPE? Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. So the thing is, government approval is needed, and approval is needed to inquire into offences committed by higher level officials, right? So, and it is under PSA 88. But the thing is, these all offences, right? Again, you don't need to go into the nitty gritty. What you have to understand is, for higher public servants or higher level officials, approval is needed to inquire. And the thing is, but this is often misused to protect senior public servants. But again, there is another rationale, there is another counterpoint, which is saying that higher officials need to be protected from demoralizing frequent inquiries. Let's take an example of T.S. Subramanian, right? He heads a lot of committees, right? He's a higher public servant. If somebody commits a political vendetta and just alleges him for doing something, you cannot go and grab him, right? He's a senior public servant and he has a lot of responsibility. So you need to protect him, right? So that's why these kind of approval are needed. So that is the counterpoint. Now, what is the recommendation of ARC? ARC is saying that there should be an empowered committee of CVC and Secretary of the Department. And we have, remember, if you have seen the earlier videos, you must remember that we have discussed this point in PCA 1988, where we have talked about all these things. In I think 3.2.3, go back and see this. So we have talked about if we need a sanction, we need prior sanction, we need empowered committee of CVC and Secretary of the Department and all those things. So go back and see that 3.2.3. So this is about 3.8. Remember, this is for higher public servants, and ARC has recommended that there should be an empowered committee. And there are points as well as counterpoints regarding this section 6A of DSPE 1946. Okay, now 3.9. So 3.9 is immunity enjoyed by legislators. So the thing is, again, what is happening? Article 105 clause 2 is for central legislatures and 194.2 is for state. So the thing is, there are, NCRWC has said that, Article 105 clause 2 and 194 clause 2 provides immunity to these legislators. But the problem is, these immunity cover corruption cases as well. So NCRWC has recommended that. What is NCRWC? National Commission to Review the Working of the Constitution. So they have recommended that this immunity, the thing is that it should be amended. They have said that Article 105 clause 2 similar and 194 clause 2 should be amended to exclude the immunity which has been provided for corruption cases to legislators. And ARC has reiterated this NCRWC recommendation. There's nothing more to read here. This is the whole thing. Just remember the two articles, and ARC as well as NCRWC has recommended that it should be amended to exclude the immunity under corruption cases. Now let's talk about 3.10, and here we'll talk a lot because this is a big topic. So this is about constitutional protection to civil servants, which is guaranteed under Article 311. So the thing is, Article 311 is there, but before that Article 310 is there, which is a doctrine of pleasure. What does it mean? It says that any public servant hold office during pleasure of president or governor, as the case may be, right, based on whether they are central government servants or only state servants. But the thing is, this doctrine of pleasure is circumscribed by Article 3111. Why? Because the Article 3111 says, or 311 says, or 311 says that these servants will be dismissed or removed only by an authority equal to or superior to appointing authority, and only after an inquiry. And the thing is, they have an opportunity, and they will be provided an opportunity to be heard during inquiry. So the thing is, this whole thing, why this has been done, and there are lots and lots of debate going on whether it should be removed, or Article 311 should be removed or it should not be removed, and we will talk about all the arguments which are given in favor of retaining 311, which second ARC has given. Similarly, we'll talk about arguments which are against or which are in favor of repealing 311. So first of all, why this Article 311 was given? So it is safeguarding against arbitrary dismissal, it provides security of tenure, and fundamental principle of natural justice demands these safeguards. If there are no safeguards, dismissed servants appeal in courts, which increases the burden of judiciary. So if you don't provide these safeguards, then what will happen? The overburdened judiciary will get overburdened more, right? So besides 311, but the thing is, besides 311 does not act as an obstacle in dealing with corruption. And what ARC is saying, that this is very important, they are saying that it is the rules of inquiries and not 311 which is causing delay. They are saying that it is not per se Article 311 which is causing the delay and all those things. It is the whole inquiry procedure which is responsible for the delay which happens, right? So now these are the arguments. These are the arguments which are given in favor of retaining 311. That it is based on the principle of natural justice. If you don't provide it, then it will increase the burden on judiciary, and it is safeguard against arbitrary dismissal, and it is based on, or it is not 311 but rules of inquiry which causes the delay. Now what are the arguments in favor of repealing 311? See, the thing is 311 tied down disciplinary authorities with technical detail. There's too much technicality involved now, so this whole process delays the whole procedure, right? And the thing is, very important example which they have given, they have said that there are many other democracies where right to hearing is not guaranteed, and it is only under the discretion of the authority. It's not like if you are convicted you have to have a right to hearing. Many democracies are there the right to hearing is not guaranteed, and it is only under the discretion of the authority. And excessive protection is not reasonable, they are saying that. And all these things, again, we know it leads to long processes, appeals, revisions, and all those things, right? Okay, now again, Hota Committee has said that they have recommended to make civil services responsive, citizen friendly, ethical, blah blah blah. And they have also recommended that, this is important, they have recommended that amend 311 to facilitate summary removal of corrupt officer. Now you have to understand this technical term. Again, this is a technicality. What is summary removal? Summary removal means remove an officer without any inquiry. Then again the question arises, what if he is not guilty? Then again, after the inquiry, if he is proved not guilty, give him all these benefits back. But again, there can be counter arguments that whatever prestige you have taken from him, you cannot give that particular prestige back to him, right? Okay, but the thing is, again, Hota Committee is talking about facilitating summary removal of corrupt officers. If you are caught red-handed, you should not, the government should not wait for the the committee or the final decision or final verdict. They should summarily remove him, or they should remove him without any inquiry. That is summary removal. NCRWC also recommended the same thing. ARC is saying that with the provisions of judicial review are now available in our constitution, the protection available to government employees is indeed formidable even outside 311. So they are saying even if we remove 311, we have the provision of judicial review. So there's no need as such, right? There are too much protections available to government employees. So again, there is one more problem. The problem is lifetime security is provided to government servants, right? Irrespective of performance. This notion should be removed. And again, ARC is recommending that 310, they are talking about an extreme measure. They are saying that 310 and 311 should be repealed altogether. And there should be a law which contains all necessary terms and conditions of services which should be enacted to replace, means a single law should be enacted to replace 310 and 311. And case should be taken to protect bona fide actions of public servants to save from arbitrary disciplinary action. See, all these things looks good on paper, but how will you implement it? That is the main issue. So this was about constitutional protection to civil servants. Whenever any question comes on civil servant, because I think civil servant is a topic which is given, right? It is given in GS paper 2. The exact name, I will tell you what is the name. The topic heading is role of civil services in a democracy. So any question related to civil services civil servants come, do give a reference of 311 and 310 and then ARC recommendation. So that will strengthen your point. So let's move on to 3.11. So that is about disciplinary protections, right? Or disciplinary proceedings, right? Now it is guided under Central Civil Services Classification, Control and Appeal Rules 1965, which is also called CCA Rules, and it prescribes the penalties. And again, disciplinary proceedings can be initiated against minor cases as well as major cases. Now the thing is, disciplinary proceedings are broadly same for states and central government employees. And what are the disciplinary proceeding stages? Initiation, progress, culmination, right? Now, but there are issues. The issues are there are several stages involved in the proceedings, right? And there are correspondence between investigation agencies and CVC. First is preliminary investigation, then reporting to CVC, then first stage advice by CVC, then defense statement of the accused, then final order in minor cases, further investigation in major cases, reporting, right? Then again end stage advice by CVC, and then final order. So these are all the stages, right? You can see how many stages are there, right? So the thing is, time taken will be between 1 year for minor cases and 20 months for major cases. So this is the thing. And CBC oversee vigilance administration working of CBI. CBC clears initiation and completion of inquiries. Right? Chief Vigilance Officer CVO in each department conducts preliminary investigation. So by all these examples, you can understand how tough and how rigorous and how lengthy this whole procedure is. After that, DOPT role is there in cases involving all India services. Then CAT is there, right? CAT tribunals. The many times stays disciplinary proceedings on technical grounds. Then Hota Committee is there. Hota Committee has given some recommendation. So Hota Committee has recommended that measures like frequent resort to proceedings for minor penalties and relieving the inquiry. See, the thing is what they have given. There's a major recommendation of Hota Committee. What they have said is you should relieve the inquiry officer of all other duties while conducting inquiry. It should not be like one officer is doing multiple work. When they are conducting such kind of disciplinary proceedings, a particular inquiry officer should be relieved of all other duties. So that is a major recommendation of Hota Committee. And time limits are also not followed. Now, what is ARC recommendation? So ARC is recommending that procedures should be made simple. Again, this is not so important, but again, we will deal with it. We'll talk about it. So they are saying procedures should be made simple. Emphasis should be made on documentary evidence and next oral evidence. This is important. So what they're saying is, ARC is saying that first of all, major emphasis should be on documentary evidence, and if documentary evidence is not available, then oral evidence should be taken into consideration. And they are saying, this is again important, they are saying that appellate mechanism within department should be there. What is appellate? Appellate means appeal, for appealing. So for appealing, you should not go to judge and tribunals, courts and tribunals. There should be an appellate mechanism within department itself, right? So that the whole procedure can get quickened, right? It happens in a faster way. So that is the whole thing. So this was about disciplinary proceedings. Now let's talk about last topic, which is statutory reporting obligations. Small topic. They are saying that there is an obligation on citizens by statutory provisions to inform of the misdeeds of the public servants. And this has been provided under Section 39 of CrPC 1973, which says that persons should report to magistrate or officers of law of any corrupt practice, right? But the thing is, there's no mechanism to protect it, right? There's no mechanism, and it will become similar to films of 1990s when you have gone to a police station to talk about these kind of obligations, and it turned out that the person whom you are against, or means whom you are telling all these things, he is the actual corrupt person, right? We have seen all those kind of movies, multiple movies. So there's no mechanism to enforce it, and this whole provision is similar to whistleblower scenario, which we have talked multiple times. I've talked in GS paper 2, I've talked in ARC also, that whistleblower act has been passed, but it has not been operationalized. There are certain immunities which were provided to whistleblowers from Official Secrets Act in Whistleblower Act, but the new amendment which has been proposed wants to remove those immunities. So again, this case is similar to whistleblower, and ARC is also saying that Whistleblower Act has to be enacted at the earliest. So this is statutory reporting obligation, and this is chapter 3. Now I will start chapter 4. Chapter 4 is small, and most probably I will complete it in one single lecture. Thank you.